Welcome back, everybody, to our Motiv Raptor Fury review. If you like what we do, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and check us out on Patreon. First impressions, it feels like it's been a minute since Motiv has had a strong benchmark type ball that really works like this, and the Raptor Fury looks to fill that nicely. Okay, let's jump in. I feel like these type of balls don't come around too often. Ones that really feel like a benchmark shape, controllable, but actually do something. Now, granted, this is on the stronger side, but the Raptor Fury brings a ball reaction back to the Motiv lineup that hasn't been around, in my opinion, since probably the original Forge. I mean, other balls like this in the lineup were the Forge Flare, Rogue Assassin, which was fantastic. The Forge Ember, while still in the lineup, didn't quite hit the mark in my mind. It's a bit of a tweener, unsure whether it wants to be strong or mid, smooth or angular, yet somehow, as I just didn't fully click. In my eyes, the Raptor Fury brings that shape back and fills the strong control slot very well. They have it slotted between the Ambush and Ghost, and I guess technically, it does in some ways, but not the way I think about arsenal building. Anyway, let's just get into the detail of the ball. I mean, this is clearly a heavy rolling type ball. It's got a low RG, wants to start up, which is great at blending patterns. The cover is also strong and blends just enough not to fight the revving nature of the core, but also not sapping all of its energy. I will say this is not the type of ball that loves crossing a ton of boards. It works better from, I would say, more direct trajectories where you can take advantage of that heavy roll. Of course, the amount of actual board coverage is relative to the bowler, so it's based on limitations of the bowler. There's a nice window for me, plus or minus, from the third arrow. The house shot brings a lot of shapes together, but we can still differentiate with a keen eye. I'm not fond of house shots at all, and this one is quite heavily walled. So hit 7 at the break point, you strike. Hit 8 or 9, the ball looks a little soft. Hit 10 and you crush the pocket because the ball kind of floats in the oil. But you can see that as I move in, I have to move the break point in or it just dies. Partially because of the ball, partially because of the pattern. But getting past the 4th arrow for me is not going to be the Raptor Fury's strength anyway. For context and comparison, the Raptor Fury fills the same slot as the Storm Phase 2 in the bag. So here are a few shots just to give you an idea of the difference. The main thing is that the Phase 2 has a touch more length but more response to the dry boards. So while not quite as smooth as the Fury, its greatness comes from its versatility of that slightly more angular response to friction. Next is Tyler, and the control nature of the Raptor Fury looked great for him. With his higher rev rate, he can certainly cover more boards than I can. However, I would say the same description of the ball motion and nuances apply. The pattern dictates lane play, and you can see the same situation on the right side of the lane. The Raptor Fury does a nice job blending those few boards of area that should exist on the house shot. You get out to 7, generates that nice high flush strike. 8, 9, for some reason on this pattern just seems like no man's land where it doesn't quite punch, but the heavy roll offers a very good carry. And then you hit 6 and it's going high. But he had good carry in a nice zone to the pocket on the house shot. I would say it's probably a touch strong, generally speaking, for this house shot, but certainly not unusable. But it is squarely in the strong control category for Tyler as well. Quick comparisons to the Phase 2, and you kind of see the quicker nature of the response. It is a touch cleaner overall. Next up is Brian, and he's had the original Motiv Forge in his bag for a while, and it's still the strong control he loves most. So the idea of a Motiv ball finally able to replace it is tantalizing. So as he tosses the Raptor Fury, he quickly realizes that it really is that close. And I would say all the stuff I commented about the house pattern and the trickiness of it was not much of an issue for Brian because his game plays closest to the friction line. So the heavy rolling nature of the Fury meant that while he saw that same physical response on lane to the different boards, he struck more often than not. So really, that window of 7 to 10 at the break point, we're all striking fairly consistently, even though you do see kind of different rolls into the pocket. You do see the same characteristics we saw, but again, that heavier roll from more direct meant more likelihood to strike versus leaving a flat corner. But he did try some shots from deeper, and I would say there was really not much of a chance on this pattern. Too much volume in the middle. So, what else can I say that I haven't already? I mean, it's always nice to not only find a ball that squarely fits in a part of the arsenal, but also one I can see actually slotting there, not just saying it fits there. Relative to the Jackal Ghost, the Raptor Fury is a nice strong control partner where you have the Ghost as your strong defined. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next review.